They said, well, I got to go ask my wife. Like, what? For what? For permission?
That's because they're one.
The what?
They're one.
One what?
One person.
Oh, dear God. You didn't take that offense, did you? To offense?
No, why would I take offense to that?
Well, we're in a society. Fucking thing. We're in a society.
Leave it alone.
That's what she said.
It looks fine.
It does?
Yeah.
It's all crooked.
No, it's fine.
I said, how does it sound, hound? You know what a hound is?
A dog.
In our society these days, you could get offended and probably go to some group to attack me because I'm demeaning you, calling you a hound, a dog.
I did not take offense to it whatsoever.
Oh, that's good. Hey, did you ever watch a movie called Forrest Gump? Is that the name of the movie?
Oh, yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Was that the name of the
need to
movie?
watch it again. Yeah, Forrest Gump.
And remember he said that life's like a bowl of chocolates or a box of chocolates?
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest went, but I just remember that.
Wasn't it something like life is like a box of chocolate? You never know what you're going to get?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's exactly what. See, I see it different. I think Forrest was wrong. I think life is like a fishbowl.
Oh.
And I think life is like a big giant fishbowl. We are all the fishes that are inside the fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
And we're constantly bumping into each other. And, sometimes we bump into a goldfish and they're very just the way they move. For me, I think a goldfish is a female. Just the way they move. They move very elegantly. Either that or a gay male.
Oh, my God.
Well,
I guess that'll go with the phrase that there's many fish in the sea.
what?
You've never heard that one? When you're dating people and then it's you lose them, you're like, oh, don't worry. There's many fish in the sea.
There's goldfish, which are really cool.
What about betta fishes?
I'm still talking about goldfish. Goldfish seem to be very if they were human, they would be that person that is really chill and got it together and spetatuda, life just rolls and they're just cool.
I don't think you've seen a lot of fish.
Oh, actually I have. When I worked at a nightclub, we had
because goldfish are ugly.
I'm not saying, well, that is all. I mean, see, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Then you have those damn fish that are out there. They're like piranhas and they're sharks, and we get eaten up by those. They're the con man of the world.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of how I see so life, I think, is more of a fishbowl.
Oh, interesting.
That way. Anyway.
I would consider women to be betta fishes. The ones that have the fins that just flow in the water. Their back tail flows, big fluffy back tail.
Is that like a mermaid?
Yeah, I guess it would be like a mermaid's fin. You've never seen a betta fish?
If I have, obviously I don't know.
Obviously. Yeah, those I would consider to be the women.
What color are they?
All kinds of beautiful, exotic colors.
Wow. Apparently I haven't seen those.
But the funny thing is there's two types of betta fishes. One that the fins are just really long and they do flow in the water, the top fin and the back fin.
Wait. Top fin and, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other type of betta fish does not have the flow. It's just that fin and a that fin at the back. Get this. Those are the females. And the males are the one that have the extravagant
It's kind of like peacocks.
Yes, it's like peacocks. Yeah. That's how bettas are too.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
And they're vicious. They look beautiful, but
Just
you put them together.
Vicious.
You put them together, they'll kill each other.
Vicious. Yeah, just like a bunch of women together.
Maybe.
I guess it's not just in the human
Goldfish, you
human
can put
race.
a whole bunch and it's perfectly fine. But that. Hey, you want to know something? Speaking of fish, you want to know what I did? It's actually really cute.
Do I have to?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
Go ahead.
anyways. when I was in high school, you know those dances where you ask the guy to the dance?
You mean Sadie Hawkins or backward dance?
Yes, Sadie Hawkins.
Did it escape you or something? Or what?
Yeah.
I'm like 65,
Shockingly,
but I remember.
because you have freaking Sadie and you named her Sadie Hawkins, so I should know that. Anyways, I invited my boyfriend to Sadie Hawkins, and what I did was I trailed the little trail to his bathroom with shells.
That's fucking weird.
No, listen. When he got to the bathroom, listen.
If you would have done that to me,
shut up.
gone.
Then when he got to the bathroom, on the bathtub, like on the bathtub wall, it said, "Out of all the fish in the sea, will you go to Sadie's with me?" And then get this. I had like 50 goldfish in the bathtub, and then one really beautiful, I don't know what kind of fish it was, but one really like different one.
There's something wrong with you. I think that says a lot about your personality.
Yeah, that
Not
I
in a
go
good way.
above and beyond.
Okay, we'll go with that.
You have to ask them to Sadie Hawkins a special
Well, I
way.
know. Can't you just say, hey, you'd like to go to the
No,
backward dance?
that's stupid. You're supposed to ask them and give them, like, you know, they do it for the girls. They do really extravagant, cute things for the
They
girls.
do? Who does that?
Back in the day, they
Who
did.
does that?
Maybe not
What kind of
in
men are
your-
those?
Maybe
These
not
guys
back in your
doormats?
day.
Are they doormats
No,
pretending to be male?
no, but probably not
Here,
back
let
in your
me
day.
do everything for you so you can stomp all over
How
me.
did you ask girls to dances back in the day?
Hey, you! Come on. Let's go to the dance.
Wow, that really made them feel special.
Well, you know, there's different ways to treat women. And here's what I've noticed is these guys
Oh,
are
God.
like the guys that you're talking about. They do everything for you. You know, they even get to the point where they do so much for you, you almost feel like you have to reciprocate. And all you end up doing to those kinds of guys is trounce all over them.
They're not, you know, I don't know if they were doing it because they really wanted to. It was just the thing to do. So I'm pretty sure you kind of had to.
Had to what?
Had to make an extravagant
deal out of it?
yeah, when you ask girls to dances. That was the point of it.
I mean, I'm not. I was nice about it, but we didn't go all out like that.
Well, in my generation, we did.
Are you overcompensating?
I don't know. I wasn't the one that started
I
it.
know, like,
Girls
you
had to
were-
follow because the guys were doing it.
When my kids went to the prom, they did all this elaborate shit, you know? Get on an airplane, go to dinner
An
before the prom. Or
airplane?
Yeah, my kids,
Bull crap.
What
Your
are the-
kids did not get an airplane.
my kids, they're the girls that they were going to the dance with, their dad had like a plane. And they took him to
Okay.
Paso Robles or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Because normally it was a limousine, but if you
I
own
know
a
what the
plane,
point is like, why make such a big deal out of it?
it's because that's the highlight of their freaking lives.
Really?
Yes. They're students that don't even get out without parental permission and following them. And
Okay, whatever. I think, you know, the other thing that's really bothering me is from one week to the other. Last week you had black hair or dark hair.
oh,
This week you have gray
dear
hair.
Lord.
You have gray hair. And I want to know, did you pay for that?
Yes, I did.
What were you thinking? I mean, did you tell her, I want you, I'm not saying it looks bad or anything. I'm not. I'm just making an observation. Last week you had dark hair with natural highlights. This week you have gray hair,
Okay, one.
what appears to be gray hair. And my question is this: how did you ask for this? What you did?
Well, one, when I had dark hair, I did not have highlights. So I don't know where you're getting that. And two,
You had natural highlights.
okay, whatever. And two, there's a process to get the hair I am trying to attain.
Did you give her?
So I have to go like 2 more times.
Did you give her a photo?
Yeah.
And she couldn't just do that like the first photo. Seriously.
Because I have dark hair, and color doesn't stick to it very well, I guess it's just going to be a process.
I disagree. It stuck really well. It's all over your hair.
Okay, no, the bleach did. The blonde part did attach very well.
Yes, it did.
but there's some red. Okay, and it also looks different in different lighting. So when I'm out in the sunlight, it really, really looks more.
So somewhere out there it looks good? Is it in the sunlight or like at home in a dark closet where nobody can see it? Well, anyway, maybe there's a process. I don't know.
There's a process. So, after the 18th, let's have this discussion again.
I just know that when I went to my hairstylist one time, and I didn't believe him, he says the way my hair is graying, it's graying like my mom's, real evenly.
Uh-huh.
He said women come in and pay to have their hair done like you.
Yeah. If I was,
I thought that's what you did.
If I was way like lighter in my skin, I probably would have did that.
I thought that's what you did. Just say, hey, make my hair gray.
No.
I've seen some chicks do that, and I don't know.
I'm just trying to have some fun.
Well, how is it being gray? Are you having more fun being gray?
I really don't
knew blondes
care.
Did, or they
I'm going through a midlife crisis. And I'm just deciding that I'm just, my body's changing, so I'm going to change my hair with it, and I'm going to find myself.
Oh, that's what you need, more
in
confusion.
the midst of this.
Let's just confuse the shit out of me. I don't know what's causing me to have this massive reaction to my midlife crisis.
Maybe I'll go back to my dark hair.
My body's changing, or that my hair is gray, and I'm freaked out about it.
Hey, maybe I'll go back to dark hair. Watch, maybe I'll come in and you're going to see me with completely black hair.
Wouldn't that be funny if for some reason she accidentally got the wrong stuff and that's like permanent now? You can never change your hair. Because the difference between a good haircut or a style and a bad one is 2 weeks.
It is permanent.
No, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like
it has to grow out.
What if it stopped growing? She put like some weird stuff.
If I dyed it black, it would completely go black.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, might be a process.
You probably look like those old dudes that dye their hair black and it's matte black.
You've seen me with black hair. I've done matte black. I've done flat matte black, and you've never pointed it out. I don't think you notice. You don't notice a difference unless it's highlights.
And for some reason, this gray hair that you have,
it's not gray. Okay,
like
for the audience, it is blonde. It's just truly blonde, and my black hair makes it look that way. And the lights, we have bad lights in this gym. Okay.
Yes, the lights fall. But it changes like your face. You look like a white woman with gray hair, and you're not white. But you do. I mean, seriously, the hair does that. When you walked in this morning, I thought, who's that? Oh, it's you. I thought it was like a white woman.
My hair's up right now. You can't even see it.
But it makes your face whiter. Not whiter, but whiter. White. Anyway, whatever. Good luck with that. I hope it works out for you.
We'll get to where I want it to be.
Do you think that when it gets to, like, after 2 more times, and it gets to the point where you want it, do you think that your midlife crisis will either ease or go away?
No, I'm just either going to like it or I'm not going to like it. I felt like it was really dull and boring before. I had no spunk to my hair.
Speaking of dull and boring, when people say that something's boring or dull, it's usually not the thing. It's usually
the person.
You're saying. You want to go in the mirror, look real quick, see what the problem is?
I just saw in pictures. Hey, shut up. I just saw in pictures that, it just looked like blot on my head. Might as well put a mop on it.
Were you in an objective state of mind at that time when you were giving this analysis of yourself? Or were you being subjective and irrational?
I was subjective and
then, that's...
and
really,
objective.
that's really,
I was both of them.
Oh, of course you were.
And then that's when, I thought about this. I thought about this for, like, years.
Really?
No, seriously, years. I don't do big changes to my body unless I think about it for years. True story.
Your hair is part of your body?
Duh.
Okay. Tomato.
You have anything else to say on your?
Not
is there
about
anything
your
else
hair.
on your mind?
When are you going to go back again for the second treatment? Can you wear a hat when you come in?
Yeah, I'll do that just for you.
It throws me off.
I'll just do it for you.
I've known you as a black-haired woman.
Is it ruining your?
It's fucking me up, actually. Throws me off. I get I'm used to a certain thing, and then you went out and got gray hair.
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that. You are.
I am.
And it even has to do with the people around you.
I don't like change. Okay.
Well, you have like another, I don't know, week and a half.
Do you have a hat?
I do. I have a serious growth
Please
hat.
wear it
It's
when you
black.
Wear it, please, when you come in.
Oh my God.
Hey, do you dream in color?
Sometimes. Do you?
Yes.
Most of the time or sometimes?
I don't know. But I have dreamt in color.
Yeah, I have too.
I think dreams are interesting.
Very.
Make no sense. I actually bought a book about how to analyze dreams.
Great.
And by the time I finished
That's
reading
the
that
last thing we need to give you.
book, no, by the time I finished reading that book, I was more confused about what dreams meant than when I first read the book. It didn't help.
So do you just analyze your dreams like way too much now?
No, but I just find them really interesting.
What's the most interesting dream you've had?
I've had a few. The one that stands out, the first one that stands out for me, 1963, I had the dream.
Wait, are you serious?
I am serious.
You know the year?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. It was traumatic and dramatic. 1963,
Oh my God.
President John Kennedy was assassinated. I was in third grade
Oh.
at Sierra Vista, over there by Redwood High School. See, when it's traumatic, you can remember shit, right?
Clearly.
And so, living not too far away from, actually across the street from Redwood. And believe it or not, I had this dream that, because, Kennedy was a Democrat. Did you know that? You don't look like you know that. You look like that dog that goes,
No.
huh?
No, I do remember that from history class.
Good save. That's
Just
good.
keep speaking, please.
That's good. You have to learn how to do that, because that way people don't really know when you made a mistake.
No, I mean, really, that's the only one I remember in history class. So I'm being
The only
serious.
one, of course.
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
really.
so my parents were split. I was living with my mom and my sister. But I did know that he was a Democrat and that we were Democrats. I knew that. So in my dream, because he got assassinated and because I was a Democrat and we were Democrats, we had to be buried along with him. And in my dream, I'm in a casket. And the casket is coming over my head. I'm being buried alive in my dream. That scared the shit out of me, because at the very last, just before the casket was closed, I woke up. Frightening. I mean, that was horrible.
Isn't it weird how you can like really feel
Oh,
your dream?
Felt real.
I find that
Third grader, Democrat. No, I just thought that was interesting. What did that mean? How do you analyze that? I mean, is it just as simple as me describing that he was a Democrat, we were Democrats, and that's just the way the dream was? I mean, it's kind of weird.
I think for you being that young, yeah, I kind of think it was. I think it was just something that was really traumatic in your life, and then you just were thinking about it when you went to bed, and that's what was on your mind, deep, deep, deep down in your mind. That's what you were really thinking.
Because I'll talk to people about stuff like this, or even read some stuff, and they say it's just stuff that's left over in your mind that you haven't dealt with. But I'm thinking a third grader, I don't see how that applies.
Maybe that.
I was shocked. I mean, that
Yeah.
when he got assassinated, I mean, it was on TV. It was like, TV, I think at that time was still black and white, I think. But, it was big. I mean, it's obviously big news when a president gets assassinated.
Of course.
I'll tell you one more, and then I'm going to hear what your worst nightmare is.
Oh, great.
And I hope that you don't say it's me. But there's another one that I had where I'm sleeping in bed, and then all of a sudden, thousands and thousands of tarantulas or spiders started coming down the headboard, and I kept moving down the bed under the covers all the way till I got to the very end, and I was all scrunched up in the fetal position because these spiders were going to eat me. And when I woke up, I was at the foot of the bed under the covers.
Okay, what movie?
Ooh!
What movie were you watching before that
I don't
dream?
know. I just got cold chills.
Right now?
Yeah, I don't like shit like that. How about yours?
I I've had a lot, but I think the one that
Just the top two, please.
No, just the one.
Or just top one.
Was this dream that I started. It was a reoccurring dream for about a couple of months, maybe 3 months.
Really?
Yes, the same
Exact dream?
Yeah, but what happened was it continued like a movie. Same people in it, same situation. I'd go to sleep and wake up in the same situation I ended the last dream in. And it continued to the point that I had to tell my mom about it. And the dream was about I was captured by this guy, like kidnapped by this guy and held captive. And he had other women, but I was like the one that had to be in the attic. And I was like abused in many different ways. And I told my mom about it, and she was like, oh my God. She's like, okay, tell me if it continues to happen. And then it continued to happen, and it continued to happen. And then eventually she was like, okay, if you ever see this guy, like, do you know what he looks like? And I was like, oh, very vividly. And she was like, if you ever see him, just go the other direction.
That was her advice?
Yeah. And I
Good
was
advice.
like, I mean, it was, because, I mean, I don't know what the dream meant. And the fact that it was going on for months was really odd. So she was like, if you ever see him, can you just go the other direction?
I will bet you $1,000.
Right, because we're going to know.
I will bet you $1,000 not one person on this earth has ever had a continuing dream for 3 months. I bet you $1,000. I've had one for just the night. I woke up and I went back to sleep, and I continued to dream there for 3 months.
Yeah, it was
same people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it eventually came to an end, and I was rescued by my best guy friend. But yeah, no, it was really weird.
3 months?
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. And I'm not exaggerating.
Shit that goes on in your head.
I'm not exaggerating. Really. It was nuts. I don't think I told her till like, I don't know, a month and a half into it. Because
Okay, wait.
I just.
Did you dream every night this for a month and a half?
No, because some nights you don't remember your dream. You know, you don't remember your dream every night. Do you remember your dream every night?
No.
No, so I just think that, I mean, some nights I didn't dream, some I did. Maybe there were ones in between, but I continuously kept this dream going. It went. But I haven't dreamt that for years. Years. So, no, that's weird.
Because you have $1,000. No one has ever done that.
And you know what was crazy is when I was getting abused.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
One of the
Sitting
ways
in front of her.
that he would abuse me is I would stand there and he would throw cans at my body. And I would wake up in the morning and I would feel like achy in the areas that were hit. I'm not kidding.
Were the cans full of something?
Yeah. Duh. They weren't.
Well,
They weren't empty.
well, I don't know. I'm just asking a follow-up question.
It wouldn't really hurt if they're empty.
Well, they might.
Not that bad. Yeah. Oh man, it sucked.
Have you ever had a dream where you died?
I can't say I did. Not right off the top of my head.
I have never died in a dream. I think it's a good thing. That would freak me out if I
Yeah.
never. One of the things that used to have happen to me that was weird was people be chasing me in my dreams. Have you had anybody chase you in a dream?
Well, that dream
And
I
then
just told you.
You didn't say he was chasing you.
I can't tell you everything that happened in the 2-3 months that I had the dream. There's multiple things. I told you it was like a movie. It continued.
Okay, so then you were chased at one point.
I was chased. I was abused. Everything.
Well,
Whatever you can imagine a captive doing to his.
so you tried to get away.
No, there was no getting away. I was locked in a room until I was dragged out to be abused sometimes in that way.
Were you getting fed?
No.
Wow, that's harsh.
And there was girls down beneath me that was like more, maybe like, I don't know, like a 10 that were down there. But I was like his golden capture.
Wow, so you were being treated well compared to them.
No. Worse.
Worse?
Yeah.
But I had dreams where I'm running from somebody. And have you ever had that dream where you're trying to run as fast as you can?
Yes.
It's all slow motion. What's that about?
I don't know. Maybe because you're actually not running. So your body is really still.
It's so frustrating. It's so hard. It's like, no matter how hard you try, you cannot run past a slow motion run. I think that's really interesting.
It is. Have you ever had a dream where you try to wake up but you can't?
If I have, I can't remember.
Really? I've had a dream where I know I'm dreaming, and it's like I'm awake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm awake, but my eyes, but then I can't move.
Yeah.
Can't move, can't wake up.
I've had that.
Like something's holding you down in bed.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah. That'd probably be the second scariest.
I also had a dream one time where I was like in a spaceship, and it was like a what rocket.
How old were you?
Just not too long ago, maybe a year ago.
Okay.
And it was like in a spaceship that just shot me up in the air. It was just like, and I equated that to the stuff that was going on in my life with business. And I made up my own conclusion, thinking that was a good sign that, in my business life, I was taking off, and whatever I was working on was going to be a smash hit. Instead of crashing, it was going up.
That's good. That's what you're comparing it to.
Another dream I had repeatedly, were it's like a war zone kind of, but it wasn't. Just normal people, and they came in shooting with their guns. And I remember in my dream, I played dead on the lawn in front of the house.
And it worked?
Yeah, but what they were doing, which is very frightening because I was watching them, they had bayonet. You know what a bayonet is? It's that knife on the end of a gun.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They use in the military.
Yeah.
They were going around, they were
stabbing to make sure that the people were actually dead.
And they stabbed everybody but me.
Oh my gosh. That was because
that?
you told them not to in your dream.
No, I did not.
In your dream, though, because you're the one in control of your dreams.
I don't know. No,
that one was a repeated dream.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah.
So it's not just me.
Have you ever awakened and you were talking? You're in a dream, and when you're awake, you're still you're like talking the last words.
I mean, I've never had that, but if I'm being honest, I think I've woke up like crying in a dream, and then I woke up and been crying, but not talking.
You know what else is annoying?
I didn't know we were talking about things that were annoying.
You know what's annoying to me?
What?
I think generally speaking, and it's an old saying that the youth is wasted on the young. You've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
I think generally speaking, that's absolutely 100% correct. Because when you're young, you just think you know shit, but you don't.
Very
you don't
true.
have a clue. However, I think there are some young people out there that are just absolutely brilliant, and they're exception, not the rule. But what annoys the shit out of me is when a young person is philosophizing. They're like making these claims like they know shit. They're 20, they're 23, or 24. And even like these, I don't know, they're just singing a song, but like some of these, these songs where it's a young,
love.
Yeah, these love songs, and the young people that are singing about heartbreak. And
Yeah.
they don't know heartbreak. They have no clue.
I have to agree with you, but I think the difference is, then again, just because of their age, you don't know what they've gone through in that time. Like, you really don't. I've had a pretty good life, but let's take somebody who hasn't had a pretty good life, and by the age of 16, they've experienced more things than I've experienced at the age of 28.
There is that. There will be that person.
Because then they will learn from it.
It just cracks me up that some of these love songs are sung by, I want somebody old and, it's been tortured. Really knows how that shit feels.
I understand.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that reminds me of my grandpa. He said something one time to me. He said it was about being married to a woman or whatever. But in those days,
Thanks for elaborating.
Well, in those days,
yeah,
it was more traditional like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it takes about 10 years to really know, for a man and a woman who are married together, to really understand how to treat each other.
That's a long time.
I know. That's what I thought too. But I think he's right.
Well, you've been married over 10 years.
Yes, I have.
So
I've actually done that twice now.
It's a long time.
Damn right it is. And he's right. I mean, it's like in a relationship, like when you first meet somebody, it's that excitement and that fire, white heat or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even.
It's the honeymoon stage.
Yeah. And the flaws, you don't even see them, and about 18 months down the road, the shit starts changing.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Yeah. I mean, it applies when you're married.
True.
But when
you got married that quick.
Yeah. But when you're with somebody every fucking day, your wife or your husband, every day, it really does change. And what my grandpa said and he meant was it's going to change, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be worse. It's just going to be different.
Yeah.
The love changes. He goes from that hot burning, God, I can't wait to see you. And,
yeah.
I
do know.
To all of a sudden it's like, oh, can't stand the way you fucker chews. Your fucking guts when you're eating.
And then you get over that little hump.
Yeah, somehow you just, you
stick through.
You endure. But it kind of gets like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what the reality is.
And that's when most people divorce.
My shrink told me, the one that I finally found that was actually a good one. That wasn't a hater. He said to me that, it's hard in a relationship because it does become routine, the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to really, because it's easy to get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And it takes energy and discipline to keep that baby alive. And especially when you're down the road 12, 15, 17 years. And I applaud those couples that actually can do that, because I'm sure there are those that can do that. I don't think that's the norm. But the shrink said, he goes, look, he told me, he said, you could be with, he goes, who do you think is a really beautiful woman? I think I said something like Cindy Crawford or something like that back then. He said, you could be with Cindy Crawford, the most beautiful woman in the world to you. And he said, down the road, after a few years of being married, she's not going to look like that anymore to you or feel like that anymore to you, like she would in the beginning. It's going to become routine. And it changes. I don't know. How long were you married before?
I think 2 years.
Oh, so you still were in the kind of the honeymoon phase. I would say, because I think 18 months is where it starts changing.
Yeah, but does it count from when you get married or when you meet?
I don't know.
When does the time count?
Fuck, I don't know.
I noticed. I've just noticed in two, 3 serious relationships that I've had, it starts to really change at the 3-year mark. That's what I've noticed. So, the 18-month, I've noticed that too. It's different, but then the person's either in or out at 3 years. That's at least what I've.
Isn't that weird how you, I don't, maybe it's just me. Like you look at him, you just go, man, I hate your hair.
Oh, I didn't get like that. I didn't get like that, but maybe I just didn't have enough time to get like that.
Maybe
but the other one got like that way quicker. No, you're the guy though. So maybe that's how guys think, because my ex-husband, yeah, that was pretty much how it got. Like the honeymoon stage was over and now it was just daily life and we were just in each other's lives. You went home and you saw the other person.
Roommates?
Yeah. I mean, of course we still loved each other, but then the bickering starts. You start fighting a lot more about stupid things. The trash and the cleaning the house, and both are working and both are tired. I got pregnant. I then needed to be taken care of. I think that a lot of things apply because it's just life. So life happens. And
Fishbowl.
Yeah. And then, you're either in or you're out.
It's interesting though, I know, like with me, I'm very protective of space.
I am too.
I have this space.
Why are we like that?
Well,
Is it normal?
I don't know. I'm very, very protective. I'll bite the shit out of you if you come in the area.
So do I.
I will bite the fuck out of you.
I don't know why.
When you do that. And I'm willing to take a beating for it. I'm that protective of it.
Wait, okay, let's stop you right there. Were you like that in your previous marriage?
Always been like that.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm selfish.
Well, at least you can say that.
I am.
Is it really selfish, though, to want your space?
I will say, I think in part it's selfishness, but it's also in part I think with me in some cases, and I don't want to blame it on parents getting divorced, but I think it's a defense mechanism to some degree. Because I have a tendency, and even to this day, you've known me for 6 years, and you made a comment today about it's taken, or you've known me how about 7 years or 8 years?
7 years.
Okay. And I put up this wall. It's kind of a clear wall that you can see through.
Yeah, it's a pretty stupid wall.
But it's, keep people away. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that's part of it, I think. And it takes me a long time to let people in.
I think you might be onto something, though. Because, see, I am a lot like you now with space. Like, I get suffocated very fast. But I wasn't like that when I was married. Before my marriage or when I was married, I was not like that. But then once I got hurt and got divorced, then I became like that.
Yeah. And the hard part for me has always been after that, because it just felt of the two evils. I think humans are compassionate. They like, this is why all this shutdown in our society right now, if it goes too long, if you isolate people, it's not good for them. Mm-hmm. Mental health, they go crazy because humans are very social beings.
Yeah.
And they like to, mingle.
It's healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. So to do that and to create space like that, it almost goes against human nature in a way. And yet I did it because I was protecting myself. I was too afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah. And
it takes a lot of years, and I'm a lot better with that now. But it's still there. It's pretty hardwired, pretty deep. It is.
No, I totally get it. I seriously feel the same exact way.
And then on top of that, I'm selfish. I don't like people telling me what to do, even if you're my wife.
Is that selfishness or stubbornness?
All the above. I don't like being told what to do in a relationship. I hate that shit. I'm thinking, okay.
I don't think anybody likes that.
Because it's like all of a sudden, what am I, 10?
Exactly.
Just because I'm married, I can't think for myself and do what I want.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not doing anything,
But what if you are doing something really stupid and you need her to tell you?
Well, that's okay. But don't treat me like I'm 10.
Yeah.
That's what bugs me the most, is being treated like, because I see so many of these couples over the years. They say, well, I got to go ask my wife. Like, what? For what? For permission?
That's because they're one.
The what?
They're one.
One what?
One person.
Oh, dear God.
You
That's
get
bullshit.
Married and you become
one.
No. That's what they say, but I think
Who's
that
they?
to an extent.
Who's they?
Marriage. I think
Who the fuck are these people?
I think to an extent you have to remain your own person, but do become one. Like you're one in life. You do everything together.
Oh my God. Really?
That's
Holy shit.
I think that's the way that they have portrayed marriage.
Who's they? Was it a woman that made this shit up?
Society has portrayed it that way.
Society.
Yes.
/ translation.
Watch
woman.
any movie.
I mean, maybe
Watch any love movie.
Maybe I'm being sexist.
And it's all the honeymoon
But I think
stage.
it's all made up by women.
Nothing.
Commitment. One.
Oh crap!
Give me your checkbook. I'll handle the finances.
One of the best love story writers is Nicholas Sparks. Sparks? I don't know.
Never
One
heard
of those.
Of this guy.
What?
Is he a trans?
No.
It's got to be a woman there somewhere.
Stop it! You're gonna make me get defensive.
It's got to be a female there.
No. He's one of the best love story writers
Never
out
heard
there.
of him.
Yes, you have.
Does he write fiction? You can't be writing the truth.
Yes, it's fiction. Hey, but the Notebook?
If it's fiction, it means that it's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. They're
okay,
stories.
let's believe him. He's the one that made this shit
They're
up?
romance novels.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Then, you've never heard of The Notebook?
There's a movie.
Yes.
Kevin Costner?
No.
The Notebook?
Yeah. Rachel McAdams and...
Look it up real quick. I think The Notebook was Costner. Look it up, please.
Can we bet some money on it right now?
I'll bet you $10.
Okay. I'll take that bet. Let's
think
see.
it was Costner was in that.
The Notebook cast.
Get your dollars out.
It's not going to be
Yeah,
Kevin
it is.
Costner.
Costner.
No, it is Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. You're thinking Ryan Gosling was Kevin Costner, and it's not. Look, would you like to see? Those are the main two.
Are those all the cast members?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a lie.
not all of them. No, Kevin Costner is
Who
not
was it?
in here.
Okay, never mind.
I'll let you keep your $10. But anyways,
we didn't, as my dad would say, we didn't shake on it. Doesn't count.
so you have heard of his stuff.
No,
The,
I haven't.
the Notebook is one of his stuff. It was the one that
I heard
led
of the
to
movie.
his- Okay. Well, anyways.
Is it like 50 Shades of Grey bullshit?
No, 50 Shades of Grey is like a freaking porn.
Frickin'. How come people say like, we all know what word you mean.
I like how I tell you that it's like a porn and you're over here on frickin'.
Anyway, so my grandpa was right. And the thing about it, like for me, it's like, it's funny how you, as your relationship is evolving, how you start, at least for me, you start like building these areas where, you know, this is a safe space. You don't cross here. This is how we coexist. As long as those barriers are not being, you know, destroyed.
Well, I think that's called communication. And I think that that's what makes
I
a
don't
marriage.
do that very well.
Well, clearly you do because you just explained it.
Yeah, but I don't do it well in the relationship. I can do it now, but inside a relationship, I get too pissed off. I have a temper. Not violent.
Okay,
I will say that.
Let's say this,
I have a temper.
but you're
When
not
I get-
violent. Well, that's good.
When I get a temper and when I get mad,
What do you do? Shut down?
yeah.
I do too. Okay, listen. Does your wife know these things about you?
Oh, yeah.
Then she clearly has been well communicated with.
Well, I think, you know, I don't have to communicate my temper.
No, but the way that you feel with your space and this and that, I'm pretty sure you communicate well, so she knows
It's
what
funny, you know, what she
you
told me.
need.
She's told me this more than one time. And at first I kind of believed it, but now I don't. She just said the other day, she goes, I don't know why I ever came to this country and married you. I used to take that shit personal.
But now you don't.
Well, because I've said, well, if that's the case, then go.
But she
I have
doesn't.
said that. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen. But see, this is a part of the relationship, I think, where you learn about the person you're
She's
with.
just mad.
She's blowing steam,
Yeah.
and she's trying to get a reaction out of me to do like the counter punch like that, and I don't do it anymore. I just let her go.
Anymore.
Yeah, I just let her go. It's like this because I just want to unload. I punch back all the time. You know, I don't take punches very well. I like to fight back. So to not do that is so counterintuitive for me. But I find that of the two reactions, the better one is just for me just to not say anything. Just let her.
So these are your little tips and tricks for your successful marriage of how many years?
This is 17. This is
17.
yeah, it's like 15 minutes underwater. But this is how my grandpa was saying. You learn how to coexist, even though sometimes you just rather be anywhere but in that house with that person.
And I think that, you know, there's probably more marriages that were successful back in the day than they are now because we just have a weaker people these days.
Well, I know my mom told me before. She said it was like a shame if you got divorced.
Yeah, well,
So you
that's
just
how I
stay
feel it
with
should
them.
be now, but no.
You just stayed together because it was embarrassment if you got a divorce. That's how it was back then. I'm not so sure that's the best deal.
I mean,
idea.
granted, some relationships do need to be divorced. You know, okay, yes. But there's some where it's just like, really?
Yeah.
Did you really have to give up like that? Or could you just maybe
Yeah,
saw
I think
somebody?
it's too easy to get out of them.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and then for those, you know, kids are tougher than you think. You know, they feel shit, but they're tougher than you think as far as rebounding. but sometimes people stay together for their kids. I don't know if that's really a good idea sometimes either, because especially if you're in a violent or an abusive relationship, your kids see that.
I think the circumstance really
I don't know.
matters in that way.
Anyway, yeah. And then, not only do I like my space, not only do I not like being told what to do, I like to, as you know, one of my birthdays, I went to Italy by myself. And I like doing that shit, and I don't want to be bothered with that. If I did it all the time and never included you, that's not the case.
Yeah, and you do things with her as well.
But if I want to get in a goddamn plane and go to Italy like I did for 4 or 5 days by myself, why should you have a problem with that? Am I not capable? Do I need a chaperone? No, really.
Is that the stuff that goes through your head?
Well, yeah. And yet, I talk to so many people like, oh my God, I could never do that. My wife would never let me do that.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, do you think if you were married?
Have these people ever been divorced?
Do you seriously think that in your first relationship, only one that you've had, married wise, or even like a boyfriend, do you think if you told them, hey, I'm going to go to Italy next week for 4 days, see ya, do you think that would go over well?
No.
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 They'd probably think that I was having an affair in Italy.
So what would you do? Would you fight for your right and just take off?
I have. I've lost relationships because I fought for my right.
All right, good. I don't want you to be a weak pussy.
No, I can't be. I have a kid involved.
Anyway, well, I don't know about you, but I feel better.
Oh, good. Good.
How about you?
Yeah.
You didn't say that you did.
No. I didn't need this, though. You do.
Well, thank you. Whatever it takes.
This is your thing.
Well, until next time, I mean, it'll be next week, and your hair will be 1 week closer to maybe looking halfway decent.
Oh, my gosh.
Seriously, do you look at it and go, oh, I like it? Or do you go, oh, shit, I can't wait for another 2 more times? Be truthful. Just be honest right now.
Okay,
right now.
I am. Honestly.
No, don't. You're thinking about it.
No, I'm not. Honestly, my first reaction was...
You're disappointed?
I didn't want the highlights to be as high as they are. I wanted the darker
So you
hair
were disappointed.
near my
Just
face.
tell me how you felt.
Not
Don't
completely
explain
disappointed.
shit to me.
I have to
Were you
believe
sad?
in the process.
Were you disappointed?
No.
Were you
I have to believe in the
surprised?
process.
What were you? Just tell me. Were you surprised, sad, or disappointed? One of those.
Surprised.
Surprised.
Because I thought it was going to come
Hold
out.
on. Were you surprised in a bad way or a good way? Don't lie. Just say it.
I guess kind of in a
Oh my
medium
God.
way. Look, I'm not going to
I
be
hope your
mean
hairdresser
because
watches this.
no, my hairdresser's amazing at what she does. I just expected results immediately, kind of like bodybuilding and fitness and health. I expected results immediately, but I have to understand that it's going to take some time and it's going to be a process, and I have to even let it grow out a certain way. So
That's a good way to look
go
at
through
it.
the
Otherwise,
process.
you might just want to burn your hair off.
So what I'm doing is each stage, I'm trying to appreciate that look in its own way.
How evolved of you, Cara.
Thank you.
Anyway, shall we do this again next week?
Oh yes, I'm looking.
I hope people tune in. Well, even if they don't, I think it's funny. So I'm going to do it
doesn't
anyway.
really matter anyways.
Fuck it. All right. Till next time.
Yeah, till next time.
We out.
We out.